Welcome back, adventurers, to Let's Play the Shivah. And last we left off, Rabbi Stone had found an important lead in the case of Jack Lauder, specifically his rather shady investor, Joe DeMarco, and his personal accountant, Ethan G., all of whom were associated at one point or another at Beth Tikvah, which we now have the address to and can visit. So let us head to Beth Tikvah to see what the connection is between these three individuals. Actually, before we head over to Beth Tikvah, we really haven't had the chance to actually look at this room. There's the Rabbi lectern, a sturdy, dependable podium, perfect for pounding during less successful sermons. Over there is the cantor's lectern. The cantor's lectern contained his prayer book and song notations. There's the Ark, the Torah Ark. This cabinet was converted into a makeshift Torah Ark after the last one was stolen in 1996. It's not very good. It's a little run down, to be sure. There are various cracks and places, all over the walls, but it's a fairly nice colour. The green is good, the wallpaper. But enough standing around. Let us head now to Beth Tikvah, which is on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. And in contrast to Benai Ben Zion, it looks like Beth Tikvah is very grand indeed. Let's hear what Rabbi Stone has to say on the matter. A tasteful podium made of lacquered oak. It looked brand new and smelled of recent polish.
Meh, I've seen better.
The cantor's lectern was an elegant affair made from lacquered oak. It looked brand new.
Meh, I've seen better.
Rabbi Stone is neither amused nor impressed, it seems. Services must have just ended, as I hadn't gotten around to putting the Torah away yet.
I can't believe they're just leaving it here for anyone to come in and take it. They must have dozens of them in a back room somewhere.
They could very well do, Rabbi Stone. And finally, a large glass window. A large, tasteful stained glass window surveyed the synagogue from its high vantage point.
I suppose it's okay.
It's a very nice window indeed. Anyway, let's go into the back room to meet with the chief rabbi of Beth Tikvah, Rabbi Amos Zelig. Greetings, Rabbi Zelig.
Yes,
You're the chief rabbi here at Beth Tikvah?
I do carry that honor. So, what can I do for you, Mr.
Rabbi, actually. Rabbi Stone.
Well, fancy that. I can always spare time for a fellow rabbi. What brings you to our humble synagogue?
Let's go with the rabbinical approach, from one rabbi to another.
Do you know Mr. Jack Lauder?
Should I know Mr. Jack Lauder?
The power of the rabbi is strong with this one.
Don't you think you should know Jack Lauder?
Why do you think so?
Wasn't he a member of your congregation?
Was he?
Don't you know your own congregation?
Am I expected to know everybody?
Well,
And we just got checkmated. Amos broke out into an angelic smile.
Are you finished?
I guess.
Wonderful.
The moral of the story, never try to out-rabbi a rabbi. So let's go with the honest answer.
He was a member of your congregation. He died a few days ago.
That's right. The funeral service was yesterday. I honestly don't know where my head is these days.
You conducted the ceremony?
Yes, his wife insisted on it.
Did she now?
If I may ask, what is your interest in Mr. Lauder?
Well, personal ones, really.
He was a friend.
Was he? A close one? No, he may imagine not. Jack was a member of Beth Tikvah. Not... what synagogue did you say you were from?
I didn't.
My mistake.
Clever, Rabbi. Very clever, trying to bait us with a question. So, see if we can find out any more about Jack Lauder.
Is there anything you can tell me about Mr. Lauder?
I'm afraid not, Rabbi Stone. My congregation is rather large, and Mr. Lauder seldom attended services. I'm sure I don't need to tell you what that's like.
You certainly don't.
Well, he mentioned as much in his email. Let's see if he knows anything about Ethan G.
Are you familiar with an Ethan G?
Ethan G? Is that his name?
Just an initial as far as I know.
Ah, well, nothing leaps to mind, I'm afraid.
Know anything about Joe
Does
DeMarco?
the name Joe DeMarco mean anything to you?
DeMarco?
Yes.
Sounds Italian. Other than that, it means nothing. Sorry.
Well, that's surprising because Rajshree said they were introduced at temple at Beth Tikvah.
Did a Joe DeMarco ever belong to this temple?
DeMarco. That's hardly a Jewish name.
I know.
Although it's difficult to say. As I told you, it's difficult to keep track of individual congregation members.
He was an investor in Jack Lauder's company. Does that mean anything to you?
I don't know. Should it?
No, I suppose not.
Did he know anything about the meeting?
Do you know anything about Ethan G meeting up with Joe DeMarco?
In all honesty, I have no idea who Joe DeMarco is. So I'm afraid the answer is no.
Well, we've asked all the questions we can ask, so
Good night to you,
let us
Rabbi
leave.
Zelig.
Good night to you, Rabbi Stone.
And it's good night from me and good night from him. Good night. Well, before we leave, let's check out these photos on the wall here. Several of the photos showed a group of children sitting around a table. Two men flanked the children, smiling at the camera like they just won the lottery. A caption read, J. Silver and E. Goldberg on duty at the Beth Tikvah Youth Center. E. Goldberg. Ethan G. It stands to reason that those two are the one and the same. Of course, we should have known, since the accounting firm that Jack Lauder had hired was Goldberg and Weiselbaum. So let us search Ethan Goldberg in the RavNet database and see what we come up with. So back to Benai Ben Zion to find out Ethan Goldberg. It's a lead. It's definitely a lead. We're finally making progress. Ethan Goldberg. Searching for Ethan Goldberg. With a warm rush of triumph, I knew I found my man. Ethan Goldberg found. Accountant dead at Murray Hill shootout. Well, that's a bit of a shock, but it also means we're getting close, and it also means that there's more to this case than meets the eye. Ethan Goldberg of Beth Tikvah was found dead last night in a Murray Hill alleyway outside Patio Hare's pub, the victim of an apparent mugging. We at RavNet express our sympathies to Ethan's friends and family, so we have another lead, Patio Hare's, which we shall search now. Patio Hare's. Searching for Patio Hare's. Patio Hare's found. Wild Freighting, 1 out of 5. East 33rd Street between Park and Lexington. Wow, I didn't think they still had dives like this in Manhattan. Do not use the bathroom. Jamie. So we have another lead, another destination. And once again, I will leave the video here, and when we return, we shall head out to Patio Here's to see what we can learn about Ethan Goldberg's murder. 2 murders for the price of 1. So, as always, until next we meet, adventurers,